Did you know it is your lifestyle that affects your testosterone levels? It's not going to change from some supplements you find at the store. It's going to be free things that you can do at your house just to change your lifestyle for it. So you don't need to go out and buy anything. I'm not going to give you anything you have to buy. These are all things you can do at home, at the gym, for your diet. Nothing is going to benefit me from this. It's only going to benefit you. So whether or not you're doing this just to whether or not you're trying to boost testosterone for building muscle or just to have more energy and feel better, I'm going to show you how to do it without making any purchases to any kind of secondary company for supplements, because it's not the supplements that's going to change. One of the most important things for building testosterone is getting good quality sleep. If you're not getting sleep, then your body's not going to produce a lot of testosterone, because the biggest amount of testosterone in your body is going to be made when you are asleep. So, studies have shown that your testosterone drops by 15% by just 1 week of insufficient sleep. It's not just staying up all night, it's bad sleep. So, how do we fix our sleep? Well, we want to be getting from 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. And it's not just 7 to 8 hours laying in bed. We need 7 to 8 hours of good restorative sleep, because it builds the most when we are in our deep sleep. Our deep sleep is when we are like really, really heavily in our sleep. If you know a lot about like studies, you have your light sleep where you're asleep, but deep sleep is like when you're dreaming, and that is when your body is producing all your hormones, and testosterone is one of the biggest ones that it does. So let's be working to getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep and for improving our sleep. So how do we start sleeping better? If you're struggling with your sleep right now, how do you fix that? Well, what I would recommend is start trying to get on a more consistent sleep schedule. And with that, it's just, I think the best way to do it is just to, if you're getting like really low amounts of sleep because you have to get up early in the morning, but your body won't let you fall asleep late, I would suggest reading before bed. Before sleep, like 2 hours before, like if you're going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're going to want to go to bed at around 8. So I would recommend 2 hours before you actually try and go to sleep, start reading, and just read until you feel tired. And reading, at least it helps with me, reading till you're literally at the point where you're just like dozing off like that. That is when you will fall asleep the fastest. So if it's just you laying in bed, and that's the biggest part about it that uh, affects you, is you just can't fall asleep at nights. And I think that's the best way to do it. And also, it might be because you're allowing yourself to be exposed to too much blue light. Blue light is on your screens. You can turn on a blue light setting if you have to do like computer work before bed, but they suggest not to be on any devices, I like 2 hours before bed. So that's a good thing to start reading. I mean, of course, you could get an ebook, but try, if you're reading from an ebook, turn on your blue light filter. But your blue light is going to really affect your sleep. You may not think it does, but it does a lot. I think some of the people that struggle with their sleep a lot are the people who like play video games really late at night. It's because they're allowing themselves to be exposed to blue light. Blue light is going to keep your brain awake and active. We don't want that when we're wanting to go to sleep. And then also a cool bedroom temperature really helps you sleep. I think it's around the 60-degree mark that scientists have shown to be the best temperature for sleep. So if you can't control temperature, at least like open up a window at night. If it's cool from during the night, maybe open up your window during the night. If you really struggle with sleep, maybe buy a fan and AC to help you with that. And then another really good way of boosting up your testosterone is prioritizing strength training. So, what you're going to want to do is heavy compound lifts. So, lifts like squats, deadlifts, and bench press have shown to stimulate your testosterone production. Um, I would suggest a workout routine that you um, you do. I think squats are the best with that. So maybe do, it's usually like 3 sets, 10 sets. You don't want to have like a weight where you're like going to failure. You want to stop when you're around. You could probably do a few more reps and then stop there. So 3 sets, about 10 reps with a weight that you can manage pretty well for 10 reps to where you can still go, but stop there. And I promise you that would be a really good way. And I would suggest that way above cardio. Running has actually been shown to reduce your testosterone when you're doing a lot of like cardio, like running. I don't know about biking, but I know that it does reduce your testosterone. So I would say go for consistency, not intensity, with the squats and bench press and deadlifts. But those are some of the better exercises to help boost your testosterone. If you want more help with this and you want to help incorporate it with your workout routine, I actually do free fitness coaching, completely free. Do it for I do it for about 3 months, trying to help you with your fitness goals. So if you're interested in that, it's down in the description below. And then now for your diets, you're going to want to have certain nutrients inside your diet to help with the testosterone production in your body. Things like zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D are in testosterone production. So I would say some of the best foods for that is getting some healthy fats in that are in eggs. Eggs are probably the best thing you could be doing for like helping with your boosting of testosterone. Avocados and nuts. So, and then, of course, you can get some red meat. Red meat helps a lot with it too. And mostly, like, you can get it from plants too. Like, I'm sure there's plants out there, but sticking with mostly meat, I think is probably one of the best diets for you out there. That's what I mostly eat nowadays. I used to eat a lot of like vegetables and fruits with my diet, but now it's mostly consists of meat and eggs. I also throw in nuts because nuts help with it too. And then you can also bring in some fruits and vegetables. I still eat fruits and vegetables in my diet because I don't think like full on like carnivore diet is like the best, but I do like to throw in like some bananas. I like to eat. I'll eat some apples, but not too much. We really want to focus mostly on like eggs and meats. And then what foods reduce your testosterone? What do you want to avoid? The number one thing you want to avoid is sugar and processed foods. When we're eating, we want to eat clean food. We want to eat actual food. There are so many chemicals in those processed foods. If you look at a McDonald's burger, there was a video that absolutely disgusted me because it shows real meat in a McDonald's burger. The real meat, if it was left out, it rotted, it got moldy. That's because bacteria and bugs are eating it. If you look at the McDonald's burger, nothing happens to it. It's because not even bugs and bacteria want to eat it. So why should us as humans be eating that crap? So we want to be eating less sugar, less processed foods, especially fast foods, as they can lead to hormonal imbalances. So eat more meat, eat more eggs, eat some vegetables and fruits, and then completely avoid any kind of sugary candy or highly processed foods. So we have another chemical in our body, and it's called cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and it will lead to low testosterone. So, for us to have more testosterone, because it's going to block our testosterone, we want to reduce our stress. So, how do we do this? How do we reduce stress in our lives? Because it can be really hard to do so sometimes. Well, there are a couple of techniques that I would recommend to you. One would be meditation. I do a different type of meditation now, but you can do mindfulness meditation where you close your eyes, you will be focusing on one nostril, and you just focus on the breath coming in and out. Try it along with me. And you may have just realized, you may have felt focused, but if you do it for a long amount of time, your brain is going to go elsewhere. What is the practice is we don't get upset when our brain goes elsewhere because that is part of the process. It will go into a full loop. First, you focus on the breath, you lose that thought, you make that realization that you lost the thought, then you go back to the breath, and then go back to focusing. So it'll be a four-step thing. I just explained it, but and then another thing you can do is just deep breathing. Breathing in as deep as you can, like that. This will reduce your cortisol levels a lot. So find whichever one you really enjoy now. Any kind of relaxation you can do, practice. You can do a walk in nature. You can. It could be just listening to music. It could be spending time with friends. Whatever helps reduce stress when you are in a stressful moment. Try that. If you feel stressed during schoolwork, if you like how, obviously you can't do this. I mean, if you're in school, you can practice your deeper breathing, but if you're doing homework and you're feeling really stressed out about it, you could do that, or you could take a break for a moment, go take a walk, go out into God's creation, enjoy it. Maybe listen to some music, maybe invite some friends to go along with you, go take a hike. So cortisol levels we want to avoid high stress. So getting vitamin D into our bodies is crucial for our testosterone production and overall health. So, how do we get more vitamin D into our body? Well, there are two things I can recommend. One is, well, three things. One is have a healthy diet. Those foods I recommended earlier, they will have plenty of vitamin D in them. So, you can eat that. And also, another thing is go and spend maybe like 15 to 20 minutes in the sunlight daily. What I like to do when I do that, I know some people they like to go for walks to get their sunlight in. I like to sit in the sun, usually with my shirt off, and I like to like soak up the sun just sitting down. So what I'll do is I will go out there for sometimes even an hour and I will read. So I like to read while I get my sunlight in. And if you're in an area that it's really cloudy or really rainy in, I think you can still get a lot more sunlight outside during those times than you would inside. If you can see outside, there is some amount of sunlight in your area. Or if you're really in an area that you don't get a lot of sunlight in, I would recommend taking some vitamin D supplements. Do consult a doctor before you do start taking supplements, of course, but it really helps if you're in an area and you can't get a lot of sunlight, because some of those areas are where depression is highest actually. Depression will be highest in areas that there is not a lot of sunlight. That is because you are not getting enough vitamin D inside of your body. So get some sun outside, eat healthier, take some vitamin D supplements if you have to. Another thing that you want to really avoid, majorly avoid, is alcohol. Your alcohol will lower your testosterone levels, especially when consumed in excess. I would say completely avoid alcohol in general, but if you do still enjoy drinking every once in a while, just don't drink a lot. You can probably drink like a cup, a bottle or two, maybe not even that, but don't get yourself drunk. Don't drink a whole lot where you are completely wasted, drunk, having hangovers every day. Don't allow yourself to get to that point, because your alcohol is going to affect your testosterone levels. I would recommend staying away from it completely, but if not, get some drinks every once in a while. If you're on a date, whether or not, or you're just hanging out with friends, it will bring other health benefits to you as well. You will feel more mentally healthy. You will feel a lot more clarity in your mental health. I've only drank once. I actually have a funny story with that, because the only time I've ever drank alcohol in my life was drinking fermented horse milk in Mongolia. I did it only for the experience and for the culture, to experience a drink that's not in a lot of other countries. Another thing that you can avoid is smoking, or smoking weed. Smoking any, well, weed especially, is really going to affect your testosterone levels majorly. Any kind of smoking, it could be smoking cigarettes, well, I think smoking a cigar is shown to boost your testosterone. But anyways, don't smoke either, especially not a lot of weed. Weed is probably the one that is the worst for you for your testosterone. So those are all the tips I gave you. Sleep better, lift heavy compound weights, eat healthier foods, eat clean foods, avoid alcohol. I think I'm forgetting one. Uh, don't smoke, and reduce your stress levels, and get more vitamin D inside your body. So I gave you what I promised you, uh, to give you ways to help boost your testosterone naturally. If you guys found this helpful, leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I brought it up briefly, but my fitness coaching, I will help you build muscle, lose fat, whichever one it is, and I will give you free calls, texting at any time for any kind of advice that you need. And thank you guys all for watching, and have a good day.